Welcome to Brand Champions. I'm Howard Walpoff, your host. Again, this is brought to you by Teal, the agency. And we're happy to have David Pasqualone of Ascend to Glory with us to talk branding. So, David, welcome to our conversation today.
Oh, it's great to be here, Howard. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for being here, and excited to get some insight on the work you're doing with companies. So why don't you start with, tell me what your definition is of branding.
When you brand something, it's just encompassing everything your organization does, the values, who you are, what you do. And I think it should be done honestly and with integrity. So when you brand, that should embody pretty much who you are and what you do.
Which makes a lot of sense. It's a very good, strong answer for companies to have that type of focus. And when you're meeting with them for the first time, what kind of questions are you asking them? How are you getting the information out about who they are, what they do, what they want to portray to an audience and the right audience at that same time?
Yeah, that's a great question, Howard. Most people have their guard up at first and it takes time, but time is money, especially when you're consulting. So what you have to do is get with whether it's the, director, whether it's the board, whether it's the owner, you got to find out what their goals are in 5, 10 years. Okay. Then you have to see where they're realistically at. And sometimes, if you ask the CEO what that answer is, or the COO, it's not what the people on the floor think. So you got to really see what is their true goal. Where are they realistically at? Not the BS they say, but where are they realistically at? And then you reverse engineer the plan for them to get there. That's how I found branding and just growth for any organization works best. But like anything, you need truth.
Which is a strong way to go about it. That really is a great visual for people to understand the working backwards in the process. But when you're working forwards and now you have this brand, are you finding better platforms or mediums for companies to get their message out that's working more successfully, or is it really determined based on really who that target audience is?
Yeah, it totally depends on the target audience, because you have age demographic, you have gender, male or female, you have income. There's different platforms that work well for different industries. So we just need to isolate who their target is, what do they do, and then go after it. So, LinkedIn would work business to business, where TikTok would work going for the younger generation trying to sell a cheap product. So it just depends what you're trying to achieve and who you're trying to target. And a lot of people are scared and confused. Like, I don't know who my audience is. Best way to do that, to find who your brand is appealing to, is look at your last 100 sales. Look at those people. That's your target audience. And then reverse engineer from there.
That makes a lot of sense. A lot of people don't really assess their client list, their customer list, to find out who is buying from them. But it really is a great way to see who is buying from them, who is your target audience, who you want to speak to. And when you're speaking to them, how important is it to utilize video? Like, granted, if you're on TikTok, you are using video. In LinkedIn, it varies based on what kind of ad you're running and what kind of presence that you want to make. But is there value equal on LinkedIn than there is to TikTok?
So the type of video, the length, who you're targeting, that all matters. But video is always, you've heard video is king for a long, long time. But today, with all the AI changes for Google search, because I don't want my clients relying on paid search, because that's just going to bleed them dry. Okay. I believe in slow and steady wins the race. So with new clients, we're always doing the long game, the SEO, driving people organically to the site, networks, referrals. But then we also might do upfront some paid. But to answer your question about video content is becoming more important right now, because SEO and the organic searches is being turned on its head with AI. So having good, concise video content that answers specific questions people are searching for is gold. That's the kind of videos you're making. Like all these crappy, monkeys dancing in bikinis and people half naked. That obviously sex is sold, and it always will, but it's not with integrity. And the AI is going to hopefully change that, because it's looking for content over some skin.
I believe that you have a really good response to that, and I believe the real good content, real good integrity of who the person is, really should win out. So I'm glad that you see it that way and focusing that for your clients, and overall with what you are presenting to them to get them to that next step and even farther. So David, thank you so much for joining us and being part of this conversation today.
Oh, it's been a pleasure, Howard. Thank you.
And thank you all for joining us as well. Really having a plan is very important, but working backwards is a very good way to help create that plan. And there are many different ways to do that. Obviously, we went through a number of them here in this segment. We thank David for his insight with all of it. But go out, have a great rest of today, and we'll see you next time.